I'm not gonna sit here and talk about 1 hour 50 bounces. It's done. All right, we move on to the next topic, and we cover it for 3 months, and then we go to the next topic and we cover it for 3 months. So in 1 year, we're probably going to cover only three setups for you to focus on. Okay, because ultimately I want you to make money, and the only way for you to make money is to know the setup and the variance to the setup, and focus on it long enough to do homework on that one topic. All right, let me continue. All right, stick with the 1 hour. A whole bunch of people say, okay, cool. Here we go. So here is, let's start with the presentation on the 1 hour 50 bounce and the static bounces. All right, let's call it a static roll. All right, roll includes the bounce and a trap. Right, it's rolling off the 13. Off the water. Okay, so here is an anchor. How do I know it's an anchor? Well, it hits the male. It's a half a bat, right? Type 2. They trap and they break. And I got a little reload sitting in here. All right, the reload denotes that's an anchor. Here's the name of the male. This reload denotes this is an anchor. Why is it later? Because that's the lagging indicator. That's why it's later. Okay, so this is my anchor, reload, 1350 cross, market baseline cross the static. I'm looking for the first bounce or trap of the static. Now, can the 13 go above the water for a 1 hour 50 bounce? And the answer is yes, it can. Okay, how do I know it's going to continue to drop? Because the market baseline is below the static. When the market baseline is below the static, your better trade is to the short side. When the market baseline is above the static, the better trade is to the long side. Okay, what else do I need if the 13 goes above and I'm looking for a 1 hour 50 bounce? Well, first I need price to close below, right? Obviously below the water in this example. And ideally at some point shortly after this shifts through, I want the 13 to cross back below the water. What else? This shift candle has to make the RSI, the black line, go below the market baseline. So the question is this valid right here? When this one shifts through, it did close below the water. The answer is no. The RSI line has not gone below the market baseline. Well, you said about the static. Yes, the static is only valid if the 13 is below the water. If the 13 is below the water, RSI below, signal below the static. If the 13 is above the water, RSI below, signal below the market baseline. How do I know it's not going to go long? Well, because the market baseline is below the static, so I'm looking for shorts. That's why I'm expecting them to do that. What if it doesn't do that? Well, you don't have a set. Okay? Understand that if the 1 hour 50 bounce gives you a out of the band, the next time it bounces to the water, I'm looking for in the band move. So I will take the straight short also. So I'm going to nail this one here. Boom. Followed by, hey, that's out of the band. That's the 1 hour 50 bounce. Brilliant. Confirms. Next move right here. Boom. Okay. I like to keep things simple. All right. Here's the name of the blueberry. Is it ugly? Oh, yeah, very ugly. Where am I going to take this trade? I am not. Why? 50 turn is pointing up. So ideally, I'm looking for longs. But the market baseline pointing down like this does not tell me it's long. How do I know it's an anchor? I got a nice little reload coming right in here like that. This is my anchor. 1350 cross, market static cross. What am I looking for? I'm looking for first of all a static bounce, which I never got, right? Because the 13th above, right? So I can know static bounce. So my next move is an ID. I'm sorry, a 1 hour 50-50 bounce. So here's my 1 hour 50-50 bounce. Notice the 13 is below the water, RSI line below the signal line, the red line below the static, right close below the 13, short. The next time it bounces, I'm looking for a reason to go short. Okay, so the next time is here. The price comes up, 13 goes back above. This one starts to shift. Now you have to be very careful with this one. All right, that's why I want RSI to be below the market baseline. So when this candle closes, it does look like it goes below the market baseline, but if you measure the next candle, it's a news candle. It's the 40 pip candle, 48 pip candle. All right. So when there's news, obviously you're not going to jump in front of the news. The news goes this way. Guess what? 13's above. Right? 13's above. This one shifts up. Here's your out of the band. Here's your in the band move long. You see how you switched on a dime from going short to going long. All right. That's why you have to watch that 13. It's tricky when the 13 is above and you're trying to go short. Some people don't want to do that. They want to simply pass. If the 13 is above, right, they won't take the short. They'll just wait for the ID move, which is fine. That's fine. You just want to be safer. That's all. Okay. All right. FJ, same thing. Here's my anchor move. I'm off the blueberry. Big reload. 1350 cross. Shortly after market baseline cross the static. I'm looking for the first bounce or trap of the static. See, same thing here. When this candle closes, notice the 13 is above. When this candle closes, RSI line is not below the static. You don't want to go short on a closed green candle. When that candle closes, I'm not shorting it. It's a green candle. This candle closes. Okay, now it looks a little bit better. Market baseline is below, RSI below the signal line, below the static. When this candle closes and goes from this candle to this candle, the 1350 will cross. Perfect. Now you want to short that trade. Okay. When you take the trade, very soon after or while you're taking the trade, that 1350 will cross back to the downside. All right. Aussie CAD. So here is another example of an M of the blueberry. Out of the band, kind of sort of grazed. RSI below signal line, below the market baseline, more so. The reload. 1350 cross. All right, I'm coming off this move. This candle, as you can see clearly, RSI not below the signal line, nothing close, right? Then it goes into a sideways motion, end of the day, wait for the new session, boom, it breaks to the downside. The market baseline is still above the static at that moment of time. When this one crosses, short. Okay, this is a type 2 static bounce where the market baseline is above. I'm sorry, the type 1 where the market baseline is above and you're going short. All right. Aussie New Zealand, same thing. You got a really ugly anchor, 1350 cross, market baseline cross the static. I'm looking for a first bounce or trap. Same thing. This today we've talked a lot about when you're taking the 1 hour 50-50 bounce where the 13 is above the water. Okay, when the 13 is above the water, when this candle shifts, our sign's got to be below the market baseline. All right, notice this is outside the band. So if this generates the outside the band, the next time it hits the water, I'm looking for inside the band. Same deal. I'm waiting for price to close in this example, right? Shortly thereafter, I'm waiting for the 1350 to cross, right? So this candle closes, pulls back. I'm going to short on this one. RSI is below the market baseline. I'm shorting on this candle. Boom, like that. I notice my 1 hour 50-50 bounces outside the band here. So the next time it comes and touches the water and it closes below, I'm looking to short it inside the band. Boom. Okay. Alright, so we've been talking quite a bit about outside the band, inside the band on the 1 hour 50-50 bounces, as well as the 13th above on the first leg of the 50-50 bounce, where the requirement RSI has got to be below the market baseline. Here's another one. This is a type 2 static bounce. Here's an M of the blueberry. This is already reloading, right? 1350 cross, market baseline cross the static. All right, so this one does not touch the EMA, but if you measure, it's about, let's say 2. Okay, 2.0 to the static. That validates this move. This is a static bounce, type 2, where the market baseline is on the correct side, unlike type 1, but price does not touch the water. Okay, if this TDI confirms and price does touch the water, it becomes a 1 hour 50-50 bounce. If it misses it, it becomes a static bounce, type 2. After the static bounce, can I look for my 1 hour 50-50 bounce? And the answer is yes, you can. So what happens after that? Well, this one, as you can see, you can still see the 13 EMA below this candle, even though this candle pulled it up. So at that, on the hard right, this candle would have not closed below the 13. Okay, this one does close below the 13, but the RSI line is not below the static. When is it? It's right here. This candle closes, you're entering short over there. Okay, when this candle closes, RSI is below the signal, below the static. That's when you take the short. Boom. 13 did not go above the water. If 13 went above the water and this one hits the Mayo with a 50-200 cross, I'll be looking for an M off the Mayo. It doesn't, so it retains the status of a 1 hour 50-50 bounce. Alright, if it comes back and touches it again and rolls over and it's in the band, I'll be looking for a reason to go short, but it doesn't, it goes up. Alright, you see how you just put the rules in place and you just purely trading based on rules. When they present, you take, otherwise you sit to the side. Same one. W ugly of the blueberry, right? 1350 cross, market static cross. This is not your 50-50 bounce. Why? Because you can see this is all coming off that blueberry thing. It's just ugly. All right, 1350, market static. First bounce, boom, out of the band. I'm going long. You know what? I shouldn't. Why? It's close to the end of the day. But anyway, it still gives you 20 pips on this move. This is CAD yen, ADR not very high. Alright. Comes back during time, it gives you a star formation, second leg. Touches the water, valid. Out of the band, in the band. I'm going long right here. RSI above the signal line. I would like it to be above the market baseline. An aggressive move would be RSI above the signal line, above the static on both cases. Right, above the market baseline is better. Okay. All right. We have more, but you know what? We're continuing it into next week and into next month till the end of May. So we will keep talking about this topic until, you have any questions, bring it up, write it down. Okay? Put it in the chat. I'll see it. Stick with the 1 hour. Stick with the 1 hour market base. Okay, great. All right. I don't have any more questions. And Andre, thank you. Time to go to bed. Yep. All right, guys. Have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the pre-market. Take care. Thanks. Thanks, Denise, Vinesh, Tim. Ciao.